Ciao, I'm Enzo.
I'm Celia.
This is a Piazza Talk, our channel about our life in Lucca.
And in the Tuscan Hills.
Please hit the subscribe button. Grazie.
What are you getting, Enzo?
I'm getting sage. Well, it's winter now, it's not particularly, well, it's pretty.
What are you making today?
I'm making ravioli con ricotta e spinaci. And I need sage for the sauce.
Yummy.
Today we're going to cook ravioli con ricotta e spinaci, which is a ravioli with ricotta and spinach, which is I would say a traditional Tuscan recipe. It is you can find it everywhere in Italy. What we need is ingredients. There are not very many. We need flour, and I use a 00 flour, 300 grams. We need 3 eggs. We need a drop of olive oil. And this is for the pasta. For the filling we need the spinach, which is about 250 grams. We need some ricotta. We use sheep's ricotta, but whatever ricotta you have available is fine. And for the sauce we need the butter and sage. I got some sage from the garden. And nutmeg for the filling. This is the most important thing because it gives a nice flavor. The first thing to do is the dough for the pasta, and we need the flour. I use farina 00 flour, which is widely available in Italy. And now we got the eggs.
That means it's quite fine flour.
It's quite fine flour. We got at least we got 00, we got 0, and if we make bread we got 1 and 2, which is much coarser. The eggs.
Some people mix it with farina di semole, don't they?
Yes. In certain parts of Italy they use farina di semole, which is actually semole is durum wheat. We have two kinds of wheats. We have the soft wheat and the durum wheat. Durum wheat is used also for the dry pasta, which is in Italy baloi to use durum wheat to make dry pasta. I'm add now a pinch of salt, maybe 2 pinches. And a drop of olive oil that makes the dough a bit more elastic. I use a spoon to break the eggs and start incorporating the flour. So it works this way. And when the eggs and the flour are kind of more amalgamated, I'm going to use my hands.
Why do you use egg pasta, and when do you use just pasta made with without eggs, just flour and water?
Well, it depends on the tradition. If you go in the north of Italy, it's more likely that they make fresh pasta with eggs and flour. In the south, but also in Tuscany, there are some recipes with just flour and water, like the peachy they do in Sicily. If I remember, they don't use any eggs there. And they have also, I think the orecchiette in Puglia, they don't use eggs. And it's actually made with durum wheat.
And the trick is not to let your egg escape from your volcano, isn't it?
Absolutely, especially in the
First
in the first stage. Otherwise, you had a flood on your boat. One thing I have to say that if the dough is too dry, we can add a tiny bit of warm water, little by little. If it is too loose, we can add some flour. Actually, I put some flour here in case we need it. Okay, now I'm going to use my hands. I can see that the dough needs a little bit of warm water. So add warm water little by little. It's nice and smooth now, so give another bit of kneading. And when I feel that it's ready, you can feel your hands getting ready when it's nice and smooth. And I'm going to cover it with the cling film.
And how long does it rest for?
Half an hour. And now we're going to do it with the spinach. Now the spinach, I think that they're ready. They've been cooking for 3 minutes. I'm removing as much water as I can because the ricotta itself is also quite, how would you say?
Wet.
Wet, yes. Okay, so the finish should be not too wet. Now we're going to mix the ricotta with the spinach. I don't need all the ricotta here. We need, for this recipe, we said 250 grams of spinach and 150 grams of ricotta. So I start mixing it, and I'm going to add pinch of salt, maybe 2, and sprinkle gently with the fresh nutmeg. I prefer not to put parmesan on the filling, but just sprinkle a little on the ravioli before serving, so the parmesan does not really overpower the flavors. And now I'm going to add a little bit of ground pepper. It is nice and smooth now, and it gets to the right consistency for the filling. I'm going to put the water to boil, so I fill the saucepan with water. And that's it. And I'm adding salt. Now the dough is ready, been resting for just over half an hour. I'm going to sprinkle the flour with flour. Well, it is actually thin enough. You can see through. Can you see through?
You can indeed.
We got to do it traditional way. We got to use a cup.
So ravioli don't have to be square.
No. Who decided to be square?
You tell me. You're the Italian, not me.
Well, that there are no rules. In cooking, I always say that 1 + 1 is not equal to 2, but equal to 3, to 4, to 5. So those kind of mathematical rules don't really apply here.
The fun of living here.
I'm going to feed the ravioli now, so I'm using a fork, something. I have to find the right amount, otherwise it is quite difficult to close them, so I think this is right. Okay, close them like this. And with a fork, I do this job, and I seal them.
Is it important that you don't have an air pocket around your
Yes, so
filling?
on the side here, this one doesn't got any air pocket, but I make sure before I close the last corner that there's no air inside. So this looks quite fine. Okay, this one. While the butter station getting ready, I'm going to put the ravioli in the water. Be careful not to burn the butter.
Sprinkling of Parmesan. I've just escaped outside because it's such a beautiful day to have a taste, and it's so good. So I'm just going to eat.
Buon appetito.
Thank you.
The recipe is in the description box below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and hit the notification bell.